Bryce Miller and Jorge Polanco lead the way for the Mariners in ALCS Game 1. We've got Bryce Miller and Kevin Gausman on the mound. Miller's coming in with a 4.15 ERA, Gausman with a 1.59. So we'll go right into the top of the first inning. Randy Arozarena is going to ground out, but then Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez both single. So it's 2 on and 1 out. Bringing up Jorge Polanco. He hits a ground ball at third base, makes a good play throwing Cal Raleigh out at home. It was close on the replay. Maybe the foot slipped in, but it wasn't worth challenging. It was going to be too close to try and overturn. So Raleigh doesn't score. And then Josh Naylor will line out. And that ends the top of the first inning. So a little bit of traffic for the Mariners, but no damage done. Bottom of the first, George Springer hits a leadoff home run off of Bryce Miller, and the Rogers Center blows up. The entire country of Canada is ecstatic because Springer just put them on the board in the ALCS. And it was a pretty good pitch on the outside part of the plate, and Springer just went with it and crushed it to right field. Lucas is going to walk, and then Vlad Guerrero Jr. lines out. Barger also walks. Now it's 2 on, 1 out early for Bryce Miller, who's pitching on short rest. Alejandro Kirk's going to fly out, and Varsho lines out. So he gets out of the jam, but damage is done. 1-0 Blue Jays going into the second inning. A quick inning for the Mariners. Suarez will fly out. Canzone and Robles both strike out looking. Bottom of the second, Clement pops out. Santander singles and advances to third on an E9. Victor Robles. Jimenez will fly out and Springer grounds out. So no runs scored, even with the runner on third, less than 2 outs. Top of the third inning, Crawford grounds out, Arozarena pops out, and Raleigh strikes out. Bottom of the third, Lucas flies out, Guerrero Jr. grounds out, and Barger grounds out. So quick third inning. Top of the fourth, Rodriguez strikes out, Polanco grounds out, and Naylor flies out. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners. Bottom of the fourth, Kirk flies out, Varsho strikes out, and Clement lines out. So quick innings. Both pitchers were really cruising in these early innings. Gausman and Miller both carving right through the lineups. Top of the fifth, the whole fifth inning is just like the third and the fourth, a couple 1-2-3. So Suarez pops out, Canzone flies out, and Robles flies out. And then the bottom of the fifth inning, Santander strikes out, Jimenez grounds out, and Springer strikes out. Top of the sixth inning, Crawford grounds out, Arozarena strikes out, but Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, hits his 62nd of the season, a solo home run that ties the game 1-1. Rodriguez will walk, and that will end the day for Kevin Gausman. He was doing so well until that home run, gives up the walk. It's the postseason. It's going to be short leashes. That brings up Little. He'll throw a wild pitch, so J-Rod advances to second, which is pretty important to this inning because Jorge Polanco in his incredible postseason continues with an RBI single, go-ahead single, gives the Mariners a 2-1 lead. Naylor will strike out the end of the inning, but the Mariners are winning this one 2-1. Bottom of the sixth, Miller's still on the mound. Straw flies out, Guerrero grounds out, Barger walks, and Kirk flies out. So Miller's through 6 innings now. He was phenomenal in this one. Top of the seventh, Louis Varland comes in for the Blue Jays. Suarez will lead things off with a double. It was about 2 inches away from being a solo home run. He just hit so high in the air, it just didn't quite have enough carry to get out. Canzone grounds out, Robles strikes out, and Crawford grounds out. So they had a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and Robles strikes out. So not what you want to do in a situation like that. Bottom of the seventh, that's the end of the day for Bryce Miller. Gabe Spire is going to come in now. He'll get Varsho to fly out. Same with Clement, and Anthony Santander lines out. Top of the eighth inning, Sir Anthony Dominguez for the Blue Jays is pitching. Not the best we've seen from him. He walks Arozarena. Raleigh does strike out, but Arozarena steals second and third. Sir Anthony Dominguez was not doing well holding Randy on base. If I remember correctly, I don't think he's very good at holding base runners as it is. So Randy took advantage of that. Julio Rodriguez walks. So it's runners on first and third with 1 out. And who else? Jorge Polanco with an RBI single adds to the lead, making it 3-1 Mariners. And this is it's the 8th inning. It's not much time left. Blue Jays have 6 outs to try and make a comeback. Fluharty will relieve Dominguez, and he strikes out Naylor and Suarez. So moving on, bottom of the 8th, Matt Brash comes in, quick 1-2-3 inning for the hold. Jimenez grounds out, Springer strikes out, and pinch hitter Schneider will fly out. Top of the 9th, Hoffman comes in for the Blue Jays. Got to get your closer some work. You had a couple extra days off with your AL Division Series ending a few days ago. So he gets Canzone to ground out. Robles singles, Crawford grounds out, and Arozarena strikes out looking. Finally, Andres Munoz, the closer for the Mariners, comes in to try and get his second save of the playoffs, and he does just that in quick work. Guerrero is going to ground out, Barger flies out, and Kirk flies out, ending game 1, 3-1 Mariners. Mariners had the 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on base. The Blue Jays, 1 run, only 2 hits on no errors, and 4 left on base. Just not, this is the first time we've seen the Blue Jays offense really kind of fall flat. Bryce Miller gets the win. He was 1-0 on the postseason now. Kevin Gausman's 1-1. He gets the loss. And Munoz, his second save of the playoffs. I went with 2 players of the game because without Bryce Miller pitching on short rest and how good he was in this outing, I think it's a different ballgame. But he threw 6 innings pitched, only the 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and the 1 earned run, which came on his first pitch. George Springer solo home run. Jorge Polanco, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, but 2 clutch RBIs. The go-ahead RBI and then the added insurance as well. Some game notes. George Springer had the leadoff home run on the first pitch of the game for the Blue Jays. Thought that was going to really set the tone for that offense, and it just didn't. The Blue Jays just fell flat in this one. But I think that's more Bryce Miller's doing than anything that the Blue Jays offense was doing. So props to Bryce Miller there. Miller and Gausman were both cruising for a while in this game. Quick innings. They were both sitting at 50 or 60 pitches going into the 6th inning. And Gausman was just the first one to kind of fall a little bit with that home run from Raleigh. But I think he probably could have continued in a regular season game, or if, there's bullpen issues, maybe a longer leash. I think Gausman could have gone 7 to 8 innings in this one. But they pulled the trigger early after Cal Raleigh's game-tying solo home run. He's just been phenomenal this year. As I mentioned, his 60-second home run. Gausman, that home run he gave up was the first he'd given up in like 42 innings, I think I heard the broadcast say. That's a pretty interesting nugget. So good on Gausman. He keeping the ball in the yard. But when you're facing Cal Raleigh, who's been dominant with the home run ball all season, that's kind of what happens. And then Jorge Polanco's got to be the playoff MVP at this point. He has just been so clutch for the Mariners. He had the couple home runs off of Skubal. He had the walk-off hit to send them to the ALCS. And now he's got the go-ahead and an insurance RBI in Game 1 of the ALCS. So he's really shown up for the Mariners this series so far. Game 2 is tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Mariners have yet to name a starter. I'm really curious to see who they go with versus Trey Yesavage for the Blue Jays. Let me know in the comments what you think. Blue Jays fans are probably not panicking at this point. Bryce Miller just had a really good outing. I'd start panicking after tomorrow if you're not able to score more runs. Mariners, congratulations. It's your first ALCS victory since 2001. Trying to get to the World Series for the first time as a franchise. So, Game 2's tomorrow. And then the start of the NLCS between the Brewers and Dodgers is tomorrow as well. I've got a couple videos for you guys then. Otherwise, see you then. Good night.